Hey everyone, it's Pastor Dave from St. John in Woodbury, Minnesota. Thanks for checking out today's 5 Minutes of Hope for Monday, June 8th. I do want to thank you, especially if you've been watching these daily devotions. I want to thank you for your patience over the last couple of weeks. If you've been tracking along with these, you'll know that last week I didn't do any of the 5 Minutes of Hope, and the week before that was rather sporadic. I've been spending a lot of time, especially this last week, doing a lot of chaplain work, working with the officers, delivering meals, lots of conversations, lots of prayers. So that took up a lot of time this past week. And so, again, I thank you for your patience with these daily devotions. And I'm excited to get back into a sense of normalcy in many ways. And one of those is to be putting these out again on a daily basis. And as I say every time, and I really do mean it, especially right now, this year has been just a whirlwind with the pandemic, with the event a couple of weeks ago, with Mr. Floyd's death, with the unrest, with everything going on in the world, just the tension. It's a very, very challenging time, very difficult time. It seems like things just are compounding on top of each other. And so I pray that in the midst of all of this, that you really do have peace and you really do have joy and you really do have hope because you know exactly what Jesus has done for you. And so today, once again, as we do our daily devotion, once again, as always, have our joke of the day that, again, in these times, I hope gives you a little levity, a little smile to your face, and also some devotional thoughts on humility and service towards others. And so our joke of the day is about a psychology professor. And the psychology professor started the class one day, and she asked all of her students who thought that they were stupid to stand up. And after a couple of moments of silence, all of a sudden, one of the guys in the class stands up, and the psychology professor, she turns to the student and says, "Do you really think that you're stupid?" And the student says, "Well, no, not really, but I felt really bad seeing you standing there by yourself." There you go. Hopefully, at least you smiled at that. Smiling, laughing during these times is good for us. It's good for the soul. So, again, there you go, the joke of the day. Like I said, our devotional thoughts today are on humility and service towards others. I want to share with you Jesus' words from Matthew 23. And again, these are very well-known words, and so you've probably heard this verse before. But in Matthew 23, Jesus says, "The greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted." It's nothing new, but I think we're starting to see it a lot more, especially recently, that in the world, people have a tendency to strive to make themselves first. They want to be in power. They want to be in authority. When we talk about the issues of race and racism, which is a hot topic right now, and rightly so, that's usually at the forefront, is that people want to be in power by putting others down. And that could be people of different skin colors, that could be people of different economic capacities, people of different intellectual abilities. But that's just part of the sinful condition, is that people try to exalt themselves by oppressing others. But Jesus always says that's not the way for us, for the people who follow his way. Then instead, for us to know we want to be great, that means we need to serve others. We want to be in power means we need to actually humble ourselves and sacrifice for the sake of others. When Jesus talks about living in the way of Jesus, to walk his path, he says it's very simple. We are called to love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbors, all of our neighbors, as ourselves. And we live imitating Christ. It really is a life not about trying to be right, to have all the best ideas, to talk a lot, which lately people like to talk a lot. It really is about serving others, caring for others, humbling ourselves for others, so that others would know that they are loved, that they are valued, that they are indeed children of God. And so that's my prayer for us, especially right now. Like I said, we just hear talking and talking and talking. This is nothing new, but people love to talk. People love to hear themselves talk and come up with all these wonderful, amazing, brilliant solutions to all of the world's problems. But for us, we get to the answers by simply serving, by simply humbling ourselves, by simply exalting others, and simply pointing to Jesus, that others may know him. And so that's my encouragement to you this week. Humble yourself. Instead of trying to be great, instead of trying to be right, simply try to be other people's servant, that through your actions, through your love, people will know Christ, serve him, love him, and know that ultimately they are loved by him.